Have you ever felt like as a father, you really want to build something great, build something amazing, something that your kids could always look for, always look back on, maybe even your legacy as a father? They could even look back and say, my great grandfather or my father really built something that the whole entire family and generation can change from. I think that's something else as fathers that we all have that kind of idea. We want to build something great. We want to be fathers that can really be that mountain pusher, the person that is like the advanced person that builds, the architect that builds the whole structure for the family as a father, and say, I'm the one who built it. Not necessarily on an ego sense, but on a sense of wanting to be the father figure and wanting to be the founding father really for our family. And we have an opportunity to do that. And this is a lot of times why I give y'all the information that I give y'all. I really want you as a father just to really believe in yourself, that you can be that guiding light, that you can be that father figure that nobody has ever seen before. And I just want to tell y'all how you can build morals and values before your child reaches 10 years old, because I know you can do it. And that's the great part about it. What you want to do is you want to lead by example. And what I mean when I say lead by example, every single day you have a certain rhythm, you have a certain pattern. When we all wake up, sometimes people have anxiety, sometimes people have stress, sometimes people wake up and say, thank God I'm up. And that's what I really want y'all to do. I want you to wake up and say, you know what? We have a pattern and a rhythm. Like when I wake up, I always like kind of catch my breath and just reflect for a little while. And then I open up my Bible. And then after I get done with that, I do some reflection from my Bible, do a little bit of praying, and then I look at my bills and certain stuff like that and really kind of get my day set up. And that's the example that I have. And then I also, after that, I brush my teeth and then I get ready to go. But the example is more important than what you say. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. An example would simply just mean that what you do is more important than what you say. Your kids are always watching with their eyes to see what it is that you're doing. So if you show that example based on your day-to-day activity and being consistent in who you are as a father, they're going to follow. But the thing about it is, whether you set a good example, a bad example, no matter what, your kids are always going to follow you. Whether you want to believe it or not, that is just the fact of the matter. It doesn't matter if you have a daughter. It doesn't matter if you have a son. No matter what, your kids are always going to follow you. And the reason why is because they're going to follow what's in front of you. Yes, they're going to follow their moms on certain things, and then sometimes they're going to follow their dad. But a lot of kids, and this is the way it's just set up by design. The way God set it up by design is that a lot of times your kids will follow you as a father because you're the head figure of the family. And this is why I say you have to lead by example. And you need to speak simple truths into your kids. Tell your kids that you love them. Tell your kids as a father, you love them and that you see them as valuable. You see them as going to make a difference in the world. Tell them that you believe in no matter what it is that they believe in, as long as it's something positive, changing, and earth-shattering, that they can do it. And that's something I really tell my kids too. Like my younger son, I know, and I tell him, I say, hey, this is what you're going to do. You are going to be in music. And why'd I say that? Because I can already see he's just musically inclined. That's how he is. That's his personality. Is he going to be like Michael Jackson? I don't know. He could. Do I think that? Maybe not. But hey, I believe. And if he believes, I'm okay with it. And I just want God to really show him where he's supposed to be going. And also for my older son, when I see him, I say, hey, you know, you're really athletic. You're really good at soccer. And then I say, hey, you can do this. You have to believe in yourself. This is the path you need to go down if you want to do that. So when I say simple truths, just speak encouragement and knowledge. You can do it. You can do things that nobody else has seen. There's things that you can do as a kid that nobody else can do because you have a different blueprint. You have a different fingerprints. You have a different DNA pattern. Speak these truths. Speak these things into your kids. Speak the life into your kids and correct them quickly and calm. Whenever they get out of line or they do something wrong, you don't have to sit there and yell at your kids. Just be calm, cool, and collected. If you saw they did something wrong, like I'll give you an example. I remember one time my son was working on a project and then I said, okay, this answer right here on the math problem is not correct. And I told him about it and he's just like, okay, Dad, you know, thanks. And then he fixed it. I said, that's not what that is. Let's look it up. Let me try to see. I want to make sure I got it right. But I just corrected him. I wasn't mean or mad or upset or anything. I just said it's not correct. Let's fix it. And he was so happy because he got the answer right. That's okay. That's what guidance is as a father. Just to speak quickly and correct them whenever they're wrong on something, because you don't want to have them later on keep thinking the wrong thing and they think it's okay when it's not okay because it's the wrong thing. And then they look dumb later on and you never corrected them. So make sure that you always correct them and praise character and not just talk so badly about them. When you see that they're exhibiting different things, show them and say, hey, I see that your handwriting is very good. Or I see the calmness in you. I see the stillness in you. I see that you're going to be that important person that nobody else has ever seen. So praise the character and not question it all the time, as long as it's positive. And create a family code. What do I mean by family code? What I mean by family code is you can have 10 different things that this family does. So for instance, I haven't created one yet, but I have looked at certain ones, but there are certain things that I would implement. Now, there are certain things that we do as a family, and I could implement a lot of these later. But the fact of the matter is that I have had certain things that we talk about. And one of the things that I always tell my kids, stop fighting and work together. I repeat this thing like a broken record. Anytime they start fighting, I get irritated. And I always tell them, I don't care what situation that you're going through, y'all gonna work together. And I always say that. And that's something I always tell my kids. So it's one of the things that I could put in and insert in a code of conduct. I just haven't had the opportunity to do it yet, but I am going to do it. And that's the thing, because I want my kids to always work together. It's a team. It's a collaboration from the top all the way down to the bottom. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I am the head of the family. Nobody is above the family. My mom is a widow, so it's me at the top. It's my older son, my younger son, my mom, and then whoever I'm going to marry. Whoever I get married to next. That's the way the order goes. I'm always going to be the head of the family. This is the way it's set up, and that's the way it's going to be. And the reason why is because that's the way I set it up. I'm the head. Everybody falls in line, and they're okay with that. Everything runs smoothly. And then what I want you to do is tell stories, real life examples. Show your kids, hey, Daddy went through this before. I remember there's a story about John D. Rockefeller. And he was, the oil tycoon back in the early 1900s. And one of the things that he did was he would see his grandkids and he would tell stories about how he saved money in oil and gas just by one little action plan that he did. And I was like, that's great. But he used to tell the kids about this, like grandkids and his kids. He wouldn't get into necessarily the nitty gritty or different things that he did wrong. But what he did was he told real life examples. And it really showed them that they could do certain things. And the reason why is because when you give real life examples, it really shows, hey, you know what? I can do this. And this is an example that's in front of me. If I follow the path of my forefathers, or I follow the path of my father or grandfather or great grandfather, it'll really show me how I can achieve it in some form or fashion tied into what it is my grandfather's done. And that to me was an amazing opportunity because he loved telling stories when he got older. And that, to me too, I do that. I tell my kids about stories like when I grew up, how I grew up, different things that happen. And the reason why is because I want them to know I've been through the same thing you've been through. A lot of different things. It's not one thing. And then also I want to encourage you as a father, always try to have your kids surrounded by other positive kids within the neighborhood, within the school district, within around them. And the reason why is because once you have them surrounded by positive people, positive, like minds think together. So if you have somebody that thinks positively, it really goes to the next person. They're all thinking collaborative effort. So you always want to have positive people around your kids. And the reason why is because these kids will really influence you. Not only will they influence your kids, but also your kids will influence them. So look at it in that perspective and in that point of view. And the reason why is because your kids matter. My kids matter. Other people's kids matters. And as fathers, we always trying to spread that message that we as fathers count. We as fathers matter. We as fathers can lead. We can guide. We can show. We can push. And that's what we're looking for. So remember, We got to get this content out. Like, share, subscribe. You already know. It's your boy Chris. Peace. I'm out.